Thank you, Amit. Thank you, Professor Stern. It was pleasure. More importantly, yes, I attended the full workshop on, the mixed reality, a combination of AR and VR, and those AI cases, which actually brings to life the case itself. So you can experience the environment rather than, reading about say, shopper stop. You will actually experience the shopper stop. Okay, and hopefully in a very short span of time, we will probably having a workshop for the Indian business schools in collaboration, a collaborative workshop over here, and already the the gadgets are with us. Our faculty has been trained on this. Okay, a section of our faculty. So going forward, we will bring that to India. That's the hope. I would like to share my perspective from purely a teacher, okay? And so the important question is AI about technology or is it about transformation? That's how I looked at it as a teacher. And too often we mistake AI as just another tech or technology. But the real question we need to ask ourselves is, does it reduce relationship or does it transform them? And we just experienced that tech essentially was reducing the relationship rather than, enhancing the relationship. And that is the challenge often. So technology, if it is used in isolation by itself, often reduces the relationship. Whereas transformation has the power to enhance the relationship. That's how we look at it. Now let me give the latest issue of Poets and Quants, 21st September. And there's an article with the heading, "We are paying $250,000 to get graded by AI." That's the title of the article. The Wharton EMBA students speak out. So Wharton EMBA students are spending $253,000 USD, and they say that they're being graded by AI. So why do we pay for that? Now, that's a classic case of probably the submissions are also by AI, by the students. So AI assessing AI, okay? And that is a stark reminder of the challenge that is before us, okay? And there is something even more challenging to look at it, okay? When AI generates the answer and comes up with the solution directly, which is often happen that, there's a question and the answer comes directly from AI, something essential in education is lost out. And I think Professor Srivastava was trying to address that. And we actually skip 3 crucial steps in the process of learning. First is the grammar, which is the basic rules, okay? The second is the dialectic, the discipline of logic, and the rhetoric, the art of communicating ideas with evidence, sound judgment, and proper form. So there are 3 steps in education: grammar, dialectic, and the rhetoric. Now, what is happening over here is you are getting directly the answer when a question is posed, and that these 3 steps in education is eliminated. If you look at classical education, these 3, grammar, dialectic, and rhetoric, forms the trivium, the foundation of learning. So are we missing out the foundation of learning? And if AI replaces these steps, and if it becomes a substitute for the teacher-student relationship, then higher education has the risk of becoming irrelevant. And that is what we are talking about. It can become irrelevant only when these 3 steps are missing. And if you look at the US context, 35%, only 35% of the young population in US earns a bachelor degree. And that's we are talking about a developing country, and a lot of times college education is not valued. And if this happens, what we have seen in the article of the Wharton students, then the challenge really is for higher education. So the question is what we need to do. We need to look at tools that enhances the teacher-student relationship and not diminish it. We need to design AI that keeps the teacher at the center of learning. That is the fundamental, and I'm looking at and from the perspective of a teacher. And what those tools should actually do. Number 1, the teacher as the curator of knowledge or the curricula. 2, reflects the teacher's content and pedagogy in every interaction. 3, give teachers the control to design assessments that measure the different levels of the trivium or the competency, and respond to individual learner queries. That is important, to respond to individual learners' queries only from the teacher's curated content, not from the entire globe. So it has to be, the response has to come like what our teaching assistant does, like from the curated content of the teacher. And most importantly, it should speak the language of the learner. And when we talk about diverse classroom with so many languages, and I'm glad that you are talking about people with disabilities, and disabilities can be also language disabilities. There are so many people who come from a vernacular background. So can we use AI to translate in Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, okay? That can really transform education. Now, what will make this tool successful? That is also an important question. Now, it will be succeeding probably if you can extend the classroom relationship. So the learning has to be allowed to linger beyond the lecture of the faculty or the faculty-student relationship or the interaction, continue to guide the student, and remain a partner in the learner's journey. I think these are the 3 requirements. Continues to linger, continues to guide, and remains the partner in the learner's journey. That is when AI stops being a technology and becomes a tool for transformation. So the key takeaway to me, okay, tech is, in isolation, is transactional. Partnering with AI is about relationship, because education is not about what you do, but it is about what you think and how you think. Okay? So how you think is far more important than what you do. Now, about IMT Ghaziabad, we see AI as a partner in education that amplifies the unique strength of our faculty and one that personalizes learning for every student. The future will not be about what AI can do alone, it will be about what we can do together. By the end of this year, or maybe beginning of 2026, we have experimented on this, we have collaborated. I was in Harvard, I was in INSEAD, and I have seen this tech, and Professor Srivastava talked about being entrepreneurial. I am probably an entrepreneurial teacher, less as a director. Okay, so we are developing something which I feel will be transformative, and we will bring that when we feel we are comfortable and ready. We are right now experimenting to a larger audience for the benefit of the business schools in India. So that's how we look forward. Thank you so much for giving